Well, hello guys. It's Donna from Flavors with a Twist. And how are my flavor twisters doing today? I hope that you're doing well. What we're going to do today, flavor twisters, we are going to make a delicious stuffed meatloaf. And in front of you are all the delicious ingredients that we're going to use, guys. And believe me, this recipe is delicious. Now in front of you, in this bowl, I have 2 pounds of ground beef, and that's 80-20. I have some onion powder, garlic powder, seasoning salt, black pepper. I have some panko breadcrumbs and some Worcestershire sauce. Back here, I have a half a cup of water and a teaspoon of better than bouillon beef in that half a cup of water. I have some fresh parsley over here. I have an egg, slightly beaten. I have a medium onion chopped, and I have some garlic, some minced garlic right here in this dish. Now, in the seasonings, the onion powder, I have a tablespoon of onion powder, tablespoon of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of seasoning salt, a tablespoon of black pepper, and I have 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Now, on this plate, guys, over here, I have some Black Forest ham, some American cheese, and this is the fresh mozzarella cheese, and I have some red bell pepper sliced in there. So, those are all the delicious ingredients that we're going to use, guys. So now, let's get this meatloaf underway. Alrighty, now guys, let's season this meatloaf. First, what we're going to do is take that medium onion, and it's finely chopped. I put this in the food processor to chop it, because I didn't want real big pieces. So we're putting that in. Okay. Now we're going to start adding our seasoning. Let's add the onion powder. Okay. And also we're going to add the garlic powder. Alrighty. It's a little bit in the corner here. There. Now we're going to add the seasonal. That's the seasoning salt. Okay. The black pepper. And this is pure brown black pepper. We're adding that. Okay. Now we want to add that minced garlic. This is going to be delicious, guys. You're going to really love this recipe. Okay. Give that a quick mix. Okay. Now what we want to do, we're going to stir in that fresh parsley. And this is like 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley. We're going to stir that in. Give it some pretty color here. Now, let's add that Worcestershire sauce. Yum. Okay. Starting to smell good, guys. Now we're going to stir in that cup of panko breadcrumbs. Okay. Make sure it's going all through. Okay. Now we're going to add that 1 slightly beaten egg. I always like to slightly beat mine before I add it to my meatloaf. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to stir in that half a cup of beef broth. There we go. And that's it, guys. Now I'm going to mix this up real well, and we're going to start assembling our meatloaf. Okay, now let me get my gloves so I can blend this up very well. Okay, now let's get this all blended up here. I just got a cloth under it because these are marble countertops and everything just slides all over them. So I'm learning. Okay. You don't want to over mix it, but you want to make sure it's blended well. And guys, you know I got to have my gloves on. Okay. Flip it around. Make sure it's all coated. Okay. Looking good. Now what I'm going to do is get my meatloaf set up so we can stuff it. Okay. That looks good. Hi guys, I'm so sorry. I knew it was something I didn't have on my table. I kept saying, what am I forgetting? In this cup here, this is a half a cup of ketchup. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to throw that into the meatloaf mix that we just did. And then I'll show you how I'm going to pat it out and, you know, stuff it. I'm so sorry about that. I kept saying, what did I forget? And this is an important part, you know, for the flavor and things of your meatloaf. So just add a half a cup of ketchup, and I will have it in the description when I post the recipe. Sorry about that, guys. Be right back. Now you want to take that meatloaf. Okay. Well, it's not a meatloaf yet, but you know what I mean. Take the ground beef. And what we're going to do is shape this, mash it down in like a square. Okay. Just flatten it out a little bit. And it's easier to do it with gloves on, and then that way you don't have to worry about your hands keep sticking to it. And like I said, it's more sanitary. Okay. Now, see how I'm doing that? Kind of press it out a little. Okay. Alrighty. That looks pretty good. Now, what I'm going to do, let me get rid of these gloves. And what I want to do, guys, I'm going to take this American cheese. I could have had this off the pack. Okay. We're going to do it like this. You don't want it all on the edge. Put it like in the middle like that. Okay. Alrighty. Oops. that little piece back in there. Okay. This would have been much quicker had I took these out the pack, but I didn't. Okay, there we go. Now, what you want to do is, we have the ham, and I have like 6 pieces of ham, and we're just going to lay that like that. They can overlap if you want, you know. I don't want them all the way to the edge because you want to be able to seal the meatloaf. Okay. Let's see if I can roll this baby up when the time comes. Okay. And just put the mozzarella, and you see this is fresh mozzarella. Okay. Oops. It's getting warm too. Here we go. Okay. And now, what we want to do, take a couple of those bell peppers and just lay them like that. You don't have to pre-cook these because they will cook in the meatloaf. Okay. Just so it can look pretty when it's done. Oops, I only got a couple of them here. Didn't cut enough. Oh well, I'll move one down here like that. Okay, now what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to try to roll this up. Now, what you're going to do is take the parchment paper and hold it and fold it over like that. See how it looks? Bend it back and just keep rolling like that. Okay, it's going. Okay. That's why I have the parchment paper here. Makes it a little bit easier. We move it down some. And I'm going to pull it up like this. Okay. And what I'm going to do is push this down and tuck it in. Now see how I'm sealing the sides, guys? And we want to put the seam down. See how it's going? I know it kind of looked hard at first, but it's enough ground meat here where you can maneuver it, see? And just pinch it. Get in there, Pepper. See, that looks good. And pinch it, and like the sides also. You want to pinch them together so it'll stay together. Come on. There we go. And push it up to form the loaf. Okay. Looking good. So now let me get my pan and we can put it in the pan. Okay, guys, see how pretty that looks? Now what I'm going to do now, transfer this into the baking dish. I flipped it over so it could be the same side down. Okay, now look at that, guys. Beautiful. Now, what I'm going to do is set this to the side because we're going to make a glaze to go on this meatloaf. Okay, be right back. Okay, guys. Now we're going to make a quick and easy glaze. This glaze is so delicious. So what we're going to do, in front of you, I have some ketchup, light brown sugar, and red wine vinegar. So in this little cup here, I have a half a cup of ketchup. This glaze is so delicious, guys. And that red wine vinegar just kicks it up a notch. Okay, so you put that in, and this is 3 tablespoons of light brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And all you want to do is just blend this up until the sugar is dissolved with the ketchup and the vinegar. And I mean to tell you guys, this is delicious. And we're going to brush this on our meatloaf when we put it in the oven. I have the oven preheated at 350 degrees. Okay. Yum. I can smell that red wine vinegar. So what we're going to do now is brush this on the meatloaf. And it'll be a little bit more probably to brush on it. Once the meatloaf get done, we'll brush some on the top and put it back in for a few minutes so it can glaze on there. Okay. Let me get our meatloaf. Alrighty. Now we have our meatloaf here. And what I'm just going to do is spoon a little bit of the glaze over it. And like I said, we'll save the rest for once the meatloaf cooks. Yum. Just do it like this, guys. This is going to be delicious. Okay. And put a little bit, make sure some goes on the sides. Yum. Okay. Just do it like that, so a little bit of go on the sides. Just use the back of your spoon. Okay. And we'll have the rest for once the meatloaf cooks. And I'm telling you guys, you're going to really love this recipe. Okay. That looks good. So I'm going to put this in the 350 degree oven for about 1 hour and 20 minutes because you want to make sure everything cooks. So, but I'll check it after an hour. But most definitely, I'm going to leave it in there probably for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. I'll probably take it out after 1 hour and 10 minutes, then reglaze it, and then put it back in for it to cook the other 10 minutes. So, see you then. Okay, guys, I left it in the oven exactly 1 hour and 15 minutes. And what I did, I drained all the oil out of the meatloaf, out of the pan. So now I have the rest of that glaze. And what I'm going to do is put this on there. And I'm going to put this back in the oven for about 5 to 6 minutes. So this glaze can glaze on the meatloaf. Yum. Look at this. And it smells delicious. Okay. Just pour it all on, and it's going down the sides. You don't have to worry about that. Yum. So I'm going to put this back in the oven for, like I said, 5 or 6 minutes. And that way this glaze can glaze on this meatloaf. Then we'll slice it up. I'm going to show you how it looks and tell you how it tastes. There we go. Look at that, guys. So, let me put this back in the oven. Okay, guys, I'm back. After I glazed it, I left it in there for 5 minutes. Then I took it out of the oven and I let it cool down for 10 minutes. Now let's see if we can slice this. Let me get a little plastic fork or something here to hold it, because this meatloaf's still hot. Okay. It's cutting nice. Let me get a centerpiece. Yeah. Oh, look at the cheese, guys. Now, let me see here if I can get this off here. I'll move this little corner piece. Yeah, that looks good. Did I cut this all the way? Yeah. Okay. And you see the cheese, guys. Look at that. Okay, Donnie. Get a spatula. Because it's still hot. I don't want it to fall apart. There we go. Look at that, guys. Yum, yum, yum. And you see the cheese. Oh, I could just use this plastic fork to taste it. Look at that. And you see the red peppers and everything. Let's give it a taste. Oh, see how easy it cut? See the cheese. Oh, guys, this is so delicious. It's moist. It's not dry. Oh, and that glaze on the top is really delicious. Oh, man. This is seasoned perfectly. Look at that. You can see the bell pepper. Look at that cheese stringing. And you can see the ham. Oh, wow. This is delicious, guys. You got to try this. I mean to tell you, it's so moist. It's not dry, and it's done all the way. It's cooked deliciously. Look at that, guys. Oh my! I think I outdone myself with this meatloaf. This is really delicious. So, I can't quit eating this. Oh my. I had made some good meatloafs in my time, but this is really delicious. Okay. Quit playing around. So, one more. I can't help it. So, for this recipe and more, let me pull this up so you can see it. And that's the end piece I cut off, and I'm going to eat that too. And look at the cheese, guys, oozing out of it. So, this is Flavors with a Twist, my version of stuffed meatloaf. And guys, you can stuff it with anything you want. I just used what I had on hand, but you can even get some stovetop stuffing and spread it out on that meatloaf and roll it. I think I'm going to try that too. That would be delicious. Instead of putting a glaze, pour some gravy over it. Yum. It's another great idea. But like I said, you can use whatever you have. I had the Black Forest ham here. I used that with the mozzarella cheese and American cheese. And guys, it is delicious. So, put this recipe in your little recipe box. Go to flavorswithatwist.com. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified of all the recipes that I upload. This is Donna from Flavors with a Twist. Bye.